All right, greetings and salutations. Another episode of Fangs Up here. This is the live version. It's trying to make this at least a once a week thing, especially on Thursdays and during the off season. During football season, we'll do a little bit more. But if you have not seen, today has been an awesome morning. If you are a fan, and especially if you are a fan of the Marching 100, they were in Paris and they put on a show. The videos are both on the FQ FAMU and FAMU uh, Marching 100 pages, but Louis Vuitton has it up there. It's on the Fangs Up Twitter page. I'm just very impressed. I'm very excited with what I've seen, and it looks awesome. Kendrick Lamar's performance is on there on both FQ FAMU Twitter page as well as the Fangs Up page. You can see the video in its entirety from Louis Vuitton, which shows the FAMU portion as well as Kendrick Lamar's portion. I will forewarn you, Kendrick Lamar's portion does have some adult words. So that is me giving you a fair warning of such. But if you are a FAMU and like me, I was thoroughly excited, thoroughly impressed, and I left just proud. My mama texted me. My mom took the time to watch it, and she watched it in its entirety. And my mom's a retired FAMU, and so she's not one of these people that's just with all the technology and everything like that, like some of you others may be, but she tries and she worked her butt off to figure it out. She had it on Twitter, she had it on the TV, she had it on YouTube. She made sure she supported her university, and that is something that, as a Rattler, I take pride in because I myself had to watch it secondhand because I was busy during the live performance, but I was just so proud. Those students, I almost cried one of those dad tears because you're so happy for the students. You want them to have these kind of experiences. This is why you come to FAMU. It's not a why not us. It's a this is why. That's why. Those unique experiences. This is FAMU's second time going to Paris in my lifetime. I think in my lifetime. I think I was alive when they went to Paris the first time. But within a 30 to 40-year period, this is their second time going to Paris. The 100 has obviously performed in multiple Super Bowls, Super Bowl halftime shows. They performed with Kanye West and Jamie Foxx. Again, you're seeing time and time again why students are continuing to consider Florida A&M University and why they should choose FAMU. FAMU is the first choice, not a second. And I thoroughly enjoyed the moment. I anticipate sharing the moment with my own daughter and having her kind of watch down and be like, baby, that's daddy's school. You know when we go to the game, who it is, who I'm talking about. And that's just my little orange and green heart is just bleeding and showing how prideful I am. So I'm proud to any one of the students who are able to listen to this, share it, but also share their pictures. If you're not following the FAMU's Marching 100 on Instagram, you're doing yourself a disservice as a FAMU. And they're not as active on Twitter, but on Instagram, they've been posting all sorts of things that they can show from this experience and from this trip, the students being at practice and things like that. And to consider that they did all of this in about a week. It's not like the 100 had like a month to get ready. They had about a week or two to prepare all of that they did, and they played some oldies but goodies. If you're a FAMU, and they played Mighty Rattler, Rattler's Orange and Green, and SOS, and it was just nice. It was awesome. I could have done a little "Do What You Wanna," especially in New Orleans, in original Orleans, not New Orleans, but in Louisiana, France. Sorry, but give that little bit of flair. But I enjoyed it. I'm just very proud, and you can probably tell I'm a little bit bubbly over the moment. I've watched the long version as well as the shorter version. I'm one of those fan viewings. Oh, that being said, though, with all that good news, we do have a little unfortunate news related to our football program. One of our players, Destin Coates, number one, he's a 5'11 running back, 200 pounds. He transferred from Georgia State, but he is a product of Rickards High School right there on the south side of town. I've been able to receive information from a source that has stated he's not going to play this year. He's going to sit it out, try to get better. And I speculated very early on after the Orange and Green game that that injury did not look good. It was non-contact. I mean, he's running, he's looking good, y'all. He looks really good, and he's a aggressive running back. And you see him make a cut, and all of a sudden expletives. He's not very happy, and he was very frustrated, visibly frustrated. And as a fan, you hurt for him because no one who played football wants the other person or any person to get hurt. It's a game. You want to win. You want to win not at all costs, but at the most part, you want to win. And it frustrates you as a fan and as a person when someone gets hurt, but especially a person that is coming in, transferring in, giving of themselves, moving from a place where they were getting about, I think he had 300 yards at Georgia State, if I remember correctly. If I'm shortening you, it's not on purpose. It's because even though I have three screens up here, I don't have the stats in front of me. This was the Twitter page. This was the show notes. This is the StreamYard here, so I can kind of see and make sure that I'm looking at the camera properly. And then I also have it on the phone so I can hear what I'm saying. Just quality control, y'all. I told y'all, I want to be the best. I want to be good. I want to win. And I want to provide you a quality product because you're giving up your time. But Destin is giving up his time and committing to this FAMU thing, and then he gets hurt in the spring game, and that could be a blessing and a curse, just because does that give him a chance to finish his degree, start a master's program? I don't know him well enough to speak on that. I can definitely say I would love to see him do something similar to what Bishop Bonnet has done as far as post secondary, hit the ground running, whether it's in the pros or it's in a profession. Either way, I want for you as a FAMUan to do great. That to me is part of that FAMU spirit, part of that rattlerism, whatever you want to call it, that narcotic that all of us FAMUans have. That as soon as you graduate, you just have this love of FAMU. Is genuine, and part of it is because you want to see all of our rattlers do well. Like Rashawn McKay, he's got a car wash business, and he's not paying me to say this. Support the guy. Like he's actively looking for NIL deals and things like that. But this young brother who is on the go, he's trying to he got a little hustle about himself. He, he's he's got a little something to him, and support the guy. So just got that information last night, and I asked, I was like, "Hey, can I share this personally? Because I don't have to break news. That's not my thing." It, I did share about Tennessee State and FAMU because I was told from a source that Tennessee State University and FAMU were in talks about bringing back the Atlanta Football Classic or some semblance of that. And I'm going to move on to that subject because it's a great tangent since it's already there. But that's a good recruiting event. I've already talked about how that event helps both universities, but I'll say this just on a personal level. I have a, and I cringe to say baby cousin. She ain't a baby no more, but she just came into fam from Atlanta, and she grew up going to the Atlanta Classic. Games like that are outreach opportunities and recruiting efforts that we should definitely look for. I'm supporting the idea that you want as many home games as possible, but when FAMU plays Tennessee State at home, it's not the same crowd. It's not the same as far as vibe. I was at the last game where FAMU played Tennessee State in Tallahassee. The crowd wasn't the same. It was about speaking without data in front of me, so that's dangerous. I'm gonna say about 17,000, if I remember correctly. It wasn't a sellout from my memory. When Tennessee State came to Tampa, that darn sure wasn't a sellout. I was at that game as well. My Father's Day picture that I posted with my pops. That was the game we went to, and it was like, I mean, some of the FAMU people came. Like FAMU brought a nice crowd. None of the TSU people came. It was a dud, and it was a great effort, but at the same time it didn't hit the way that the Atlanta Classic did. The Atlanta Classic works largely because of distance and size. Atlanta's a nice midpoint between the two schools, And Atlanta's a huge city. It's going to bring in a lot of your traditional FAMU graduates, your Tennessee State graduates that are in the area. As a matter of fact, last time I was in Atlanta, I ran into a TSU grad. They tried to talk a little trash, but you can't say much to me. I mean, y'all got a nice program at TSU. Y'all's basketball coach, I got a lot of respect for him too. He's doing some things. They got like a charity event coming up, but overall, like they're not our rivals. Them like our cousins from up north that you see at the family reunion. You like, cuz. So it's good, and I'm excited. I want to see us play that game, preferably at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I've heard talks of Truist Field. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't support the Atlanta Braves no more. They left how they left, and that's their business. That's their choice. But me as a fan, I don't have to continue to follow them. Not I'm a Rays fan, so especially once we lost TBS in Florida, I fully went over to the Rays. But congratulations, they won the Braves won the World Series. But I think that game belongs at Mercedes Benz. Just me. I don't know how the sight lines are at Truist for a football game, but I'm gonna question if they're gonna be quite as good as Mercedes Benz. Temperature control is a thing that has an impact. I'm not gonna lie to you, as a person of color who lives with other people of color, most notably a wife who don't like the hot, she not gonna be for sitting out there in that stadium and when it's 85, 90 degrees, maybe more. Or if it's even cool. What if it rains? Let's just put that game in the dome. Arthur Blank's food is reasonable. It just seems like the most logical place to put the game. Also, transportation wise, I think you're going to have some transportation issues at Truist because there is no major public transportation there, which was purposeful. I think you put that game in the Mercedes Benz Dome. I almost said Georgia Dome. It was hard. It was hard not to say it. That being said, women's basketball. Coach Pillow, I was my girl. Don't let them talk about you like that. You know, well, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little excited. I saw we got a signing, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking greasy about my coach. All our girls look cute and everything else. They can hoop. Kobe just messed up our team a lot in injuries. So we get another signing, and it is going to be Midi Oriomi, 6 foot guard. She's a senior transfer from Purdue, and I'm cheering for it. I'm here for it. I'm excited. Like you can see it on my face. Like I'm so tired of losing. So tired of being the butt of the joke in women's basketball in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and they stay with the jokes. But Midi is from again transfer from Purdue, but she's a Canadian. Oh, Canada, my home and native land. It's a beautiful place. If you haven't gone, go to Canada in the summer. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been to Toronto as a child and then Western Canada as an adult, which was very different but beautiful all in the same about 60, 70 degrees during the daytime. Awesome vibe, awesome feel. All right, we're gonna go inside the den, and instead of talking about players, we're gonna save that for Sunday. Hopefully, I get a little addition to the show. If you have not seen the news, HBCU Digital Network welcomes Keith Hadley and Fangs Up Podcast. It's official, y'all. We are officially working with HBCU Digital, and they are doing some amazing things. Thank you to them. And their entire team. They have enriched the product, they have made it better. They have the quality of the product has done nothing but get better since the advent and the encouragement and the insight from those individuals. That's a lot of I words, and that you get that kind of stuff and that kind of education at a place like Florida A&M University. But that's the inside the den for today. We're going to take y'all inside the den on Sunday, and we're going to start talking about the Rattler defense. You obviously saw Isaiah Land made the All-American list, and Scotty, I'm going to steal from you. So I'm just telling you right now, Scotty and his boy Blue. Uh, I like Scotty, y'all. Off script is funny. But him and Blue had a great show yesterday. If you've not seen it, I encourage you to watch it. Blue is very informative, and he literally pulls stats out of his keister, and I'm like, dude, I'm not that good. I need the stats in front of me. I have my stat sheet for FAMU up here to where it's position by position. It's broken up quarterbacks, running backs, all that stuff, so that it's organized and easy for me to find. But Blue does an amazing job of having stats, and Scotty is always entertaining, whether it is uh, just to be funny or informative. And Scotty's a smart guy. Like you could tell he understands football fairly well as far as like positions and where people are supposed to be on the field. But they had a great breakdown. We had two guys make their All American list. One, the sack master, the king of the swag sack artist, Isaiah Land, and I'm being somewhat sarcastic and hyping the guy up. That boy good. Like I'm just gonna be honest, that boy good. He made the list, and the other one, BJ Bowler, the shimmying, the shaking, the playboy. What? That dude, 5'9" corner from right here in Ocoee, Florida, Ocoee High School's own. BJ makes the list, and they noted how high he graded in the secondary. And I thought it was just me. I thought it was me and us FAMU was the only one that knew that BJ was a monster. That dude is different. He was, as they mentioned, kind of supposed to be overshadowed, and yeah, nah, that dude's a 5'9" corner. That's a problem, and I'm hoping some NFL team gives him a shot. I'm gonna be completely biased and say the Bucks or the Jags, and throw that dude in the nickel or something at the least, and just have some fun. Let that dude do his work for a few years, and let him shimmy all the way to the end zone when he gets a pick or two, because he's gonna shimmy. Yeah, y'all can see that boy pull up his shirt. You see the little Playboy on him. That guy is definitely a member of one particular fraternity that throws up the Playboy signs and does shimmies. But though that was what we have for Inside the Den for this week, keeping it simple. I'm gonna try to do this again next week. Keep it consistent, especially during the summer. Once summer is over, so pretty much the rest of July. We try to do a Thursday show at 1 o'clock. We may do a Thursday wrap up show during football season, or we're gonna figure this out. Mike got a co-host coming. So that being said, though, y'all, I appreciate your time as always. I'm gonna do the podcast for the uh, audio podcast later. It's not going to be the exact same as this. Y'all know the audio pod is a little bit longer. The YouTuber is shorter because I know your attention ain't that long because neither is mine. As always, it's going to be Fangs Up. But if you have not seen that performance by Florida A&M University's incomparable Marching 100, go check out the FQ FAMU Twitter page or the Fangs Up Twitter page. I have links to the video. You can either watch the video in its entirety from Louis Vuitton, or you can watch the shortened version that has been clipped so that you can only watch the FAMU portion. But it did kind of cut out. Like I got a little something from watching the full version that I didn't get from the shortened version. Even though I wasn't that into the fashion, you can tell my fashion consists pretty much of Florida A&M University and anything FAMU related. But watch the longer version. I think you'll do yourself a favor, and you'll kind of get a little bit more of the general concept of everything that they were doing. But I do like that first video that is kind of the Louis Vuitton ad. And it just, okay, whoever created that, you did a good job. Like it kind of built upon itself. Like, not to ruin the commercial or the ad for anyone, but it kind of starts off as a person that's an individual or an individual artist, and then eventually they all come together. And as they're coming together, and each instrument and artist comes together, they add another part, they add words, and eventually all of it comes together to create a song and to create a story through the video. And then it cuts into the FAMU scenes from the parade today or from the men's fashion week. do yourself a favor and watch it. It's both videos are good, but I thoroughly enjoyed the longer version of the Louis Vuitton fashion show because I got that little extra piece at the end of FAMU playing some of their songs and dancing and everything like that. But thank y'all again for listening. This is Fangs Up.